All right. Good evening, everybody. So this week has been fairly fairly hilarious. Um, it seems I have caused some controversy within the Halo fan base. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about that and also kind of. There, give me one second. I'm okay. Gotcha. I'm doing the automatic volume thing on my headset. So, um, oh, Gavin, I'm sure many stupid, useless things CGL will announce. I don't know though, because they haven't really said a whole lot about what's coming up. I've actually got a whole. This is probably the most tabs I've had open in a really long time for all the stuff I want to go over tonight. So hopefully I can get it done in a timely fashion. But first and foremost, I posted this meme review, basically, kind of the weird trajectory my week has gone. So I started watching a bunch of coverage on Halo Campaign Evolved because I'm a Halo fan. I was playing Halo back. My first Halo game was actually two, and I actually stepped back and played Halo One to Halo Combat Evolved to get like my baseline, and then I played the rest of the series up through four, and then I gave my Xbox away because I didn't to a family member because really wasn't using it because I had a laptop and then the laptop croaked. So you know, so I'm just now within probably the last year getting back into the Halo franchise because I got an Xbox through the company they worked for. They had like a prize closet thing, and I chose an Xbox. So I have that, and I downloaded the Master Chief Collection. I've been slowly working my way through all the games, and oh man, I forgot how good those goddamn games were. But Gavin, yeah, this has actually subsumed a lot of my. I had a Halo takeover on my Facebook page earlier this week, or most of this week actually, and tail end of last week. So I posted this because corpo storytelling can GTFO, and then here's where I made the mistake. Right, so I post. Oh boy, we'll get to her. So I posted this, and I posted this. I don't know, man. I'll have to take a look at that. So, honestly, I think they did a good job capturing the essence of the Mark V Mjolnir in the new game. And then, but for some reason, he's wearing. On first blush, when I watch the cutscenes and a playthrough on YouTube, this looks like Mark Six. Like that's a Mark Six fucking helmet. Like I actually pulled out the Dark Horse Encyclopedia that we gave my son because he's a big Halo fan too, and he was like, "Oh," so I actually pulled it out, and I'm like, "That's Mark Six helmet," and then everybody in my comments started spurging out, calling me fake fan, and they're like, clearly you didn't watch Forward Unto Dawn. And I'm like, oh no, I watched Forward Unto Dawn. I just completely forgot about it. like, like, and the other side of that is like number company BS. I broadly don't regard that as canon. So, yeah, let's just say a lot of people took issue with that, started calling me a fake fan and everything. And then I got to the Lieutenant Williams and the copium with regards to this character was unreal. So I posted this because it's like this is literally every girl boss character that has been an issue with Halo going forward under 343, and let's just call them 343 Industries because their Halo Studios is literally no difference. So, hello, consumer. Please enjoy your strong female character number 37. trademark, patent pending, military and police model that disrespects the legacy male protagonist. Your continued consumption is profitable to the corporation. If you have any issues with this, you will be called shamed online, called an incel, chud, sexist, misogynist, and racist. Remember, buy new product, then get excited for next product. So this is probably one of my most shared posts ever. 29 shares. It's like crazy. Um, and people, I thought this was pretty funny. Dude looks like Mr. Perfect. Yeah, Gavin. It's change of hats, so to speak. But just the disingenuous replies about like bro's probably bothered by the movie Aliens. Like okay, sure, we'll call it that. And then just ODS. This argument right here has been doing a lot of heavy lifting. ODSTs used to hate Spartans, mate. Don't take it personally. So it's like, so yes, that's a thing. But she was just being a jerk to him. Like, the context of this is that Chief and Johnson show up to this Covenant ship to do some sort of Oni wet work shit. And they come across this giant alien menagerie run by this crazy minor prophet. And what they're basically doing is they're doing like the most dangerous game thing. They're releasing these humans out into like a game preserve, and then they're having the brutes and other alien, the other Covenant races like hunt them basically for sport. So it's like, so that's the context. So Chief pulls their ass out of the fire, and the first thing she does is like, I'm not impressed, Master Chief. Like, dude. Oh, dude, yeah. Here's the thing, Gavin. People were already saying, oh, you must not like Kat. You must not like Miranda Keys. You must like, yeah, like this. This guy actually made a really good point. So, Kat, Fohammer, Miranda Keys are all widely liked female characters. Why? Because they're well written, don't give off that annoying girl boss vibe, especially when they're shitting on male protagonists. It fits the characters like Dante from DMC because he's an egotistical idiot, but you're going to put some respect on Sierra 117's name. The only pass I could possibly give her is the fact that she is an ODST, but I thought they were over their Spartan hate by the time CE happens. See, this is actually a well-structured response, and then like people just continue spurging out in the comments saying, this is pretty funny. She's not a lesbian. Her character is hate speech. But basically, it's... So I posted this, and I said, you have any issues, you'll be shamed online, call an incel, chad, sexist, misogynist, whatever. And people did that, much to my lack of surprise. So I'm like, okay, well, you did the meme. That's funny. So for context, if you've never seen this, I've actually got some of these kind of compare and contrast pulled up here. So pause the old BGM. Boop. All right, and then we got, oh wow, that's loud. Insert, oh no, anyway, I mean, no, dude, for real, right? So we're just gonna fast forward here, so get to the... So basically he goes through, he pulls their ass out of the fire, right? By the way, all the gameplay seems to indicate that the Covenant, the oh, what's it called? That rifle, the needle rifle, is like way OP. Okay, so here we go.
Thanks, Sergeant Major. We owe you one. Didn't think we'd ever see any of our own again. I'm Lieutenant Williams, Tiger Company.
From the 92nd Shock Troops Battalion.
One and the same. Honored you've heard of us, Sergeant Major. We certainly know who you are.
The honor's mine, LT. Glad we could help.
Okay, so let's pause. So she sees Chief, and then she looks at her crew, and her crew is staring at Chief just like, holy shit, an actual Spartan? Oh my god. And then we get this jump.
Robbins, take the team and give me a perimeter check.
You don't seem as impressed as the rest of your crew.
No, Sergeant Major, I'm not. Takes more than fancy armor and a good PR campaign to impress me.
So like this so like for context, this mission here takes place 1 year before the beginning of Operation Red Flag, which is the Battle of Reach, basically the Halo Alpha Halo, right? So John has been in the shit for the last like 20 some odd years, holding back the Covenant and doing the work, right? And she's still like, meh, meh, I don't like it, meh. He's a Spartan, meh. So it's like she like shits talked down to him the entire time. And so I brought that up. So I made this meme, which people were just like, yeah, no, that's fairly accurate. And then I also did this one, which is basically 343 Halo Studio stands when I refuse to acknowledge forward unto dawn. So yeah, it's funny. I actually used to be a real big fan of Halo 4, and then like I replayed through it like in the last couple of weeks, and I'm like, no, this storytelling is dog shit. I don't like it at all. So I've really turned a corner on this. So subsequent to the Lieutenant Williams nonsense, I posted this where I said, number studio fans falling on their sword for generic girl boss number 33 military and police model TM patent pending. But I would ask them to defend this thing that monologues for a minute plus about diversity as our strength without Chief putting a 9.5 by 40 millimeter sap round through his head. Truly, whoever wrote this is one of the writers of all time. So um, so then people were like, "Oh, you mean like when Halo 3 and when Arbiter in Chief let him do his talk and blah 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 blah." So they basically started the what about isms, and it's like, okay, yeah, no, that's stupid. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense that these people, yeah, it just doesn't. And then like shit like that, so people are still riffing on my previous post about the girl boss, and then somebody was like, "Oh, the guy who wrote." I made a crack on here about this was probably written by some chick that's 500 pounds with hair the color of an Amazonian poison dart frog, right? And some guy tried to flex on me like, "Oh, white guy actually wrote this. He writes a bunch of the novels," and I'm like, so this books must be terrible if this writing is anything to go off of. Yeah, the fact that the Forerunners, like, I think it would actually have been a mind blowing reveal if like they could have changed nothing about it. They could have had this mind blowing reveal where like he opens the Didax cryptum and the Didax armor kind of shuffles back and it's just a human. like a really like genetically sculpted perfect human as opposed to being a separate species. I think that would have been a mind-blowing reveal. And really you wouldn't have had to change much of anything about the story if the Forerunners were in fact just advanced humans. So, good morning, Bloodsy. I am talking about Halo and the fact that I have upset the Number Studio and Halo Studio stands that are the Johnny Come Latelys that are bold enough to call me a tourist. So I'm having a good laugh at their expense. So, for context, so all these examples that these people cited. So I went ahead and I lined up all these things. So let's go. Yeah. So this is well. So here's the thing, right? So you could still make that work where it's like, I mean, really, it wouldn't have changed anything because like if the whole hook is that I believe it was Truth and Mercy learned that humans were supposed to be the inheritors of the mantle of responsibility, right? So they didn't know what a forerunner looked like. Nobody does, right? So if they found out that like, hey, the forerunners are actually um, uh, uh, the forerunners are actually uh, humans, advanced humans that chose to regress because they thought that they had uh, that there was a problem that they were basically they how do we phrase this? If they had like a chip on their shoulder after the flood war and have to reseed the galaxy, they're like, okay, we fucked this up, so we need to take a step back and go back to like basically like our agrarian roots to learn why there's um, learn from our mistakes, and then we'll revisit this when we are again more mature. Uh, saw a clip of Morning Girl Boss will insta kill Chief Week. So, Bloodsy, that is actually so in the bridge of the Pillar of Autumn, and I've seen this posted by like a couple of different accounts, and I've actually seen a live stream too, where the female controllers like ship crew, they're basically invincible, and they'll just go they'll make like a pain noise, but you can kill the bridge crew, the male bridge crew, but you can't kill the female bridge crew. I've talked to a couple of guys that I know that are programmers, and they're just like, yeah, no, that's they did that on purpose. That's not a glitch. It's and if it is a glitch, it's extremely specifically odd one. And based on what we know about Number Studio and what the rest of the game is like, the they don't get that. They don't get that. They don't get that. Um, they don't get that benefit of the doubt anymore. The great journey goes nowhere. So here's the thing, Gavin. So Truth and Mercy, prophets of Truth and Mercy, they learned that humanity was supposed to be the inheritors of the mantle of responsibility, and basically that blows a hole in the whole like the forerunners are divine. We, the because this came with the dual revelation of like, hey, humans are actually the inheritors of their mantle of responsibility, not the Sanchayun, not the Sangheili, not anybody else. And then also, I believe it also kind of came with the bomb that Halo, the Halo array was meant for to contain the flood, not that it was this thing that will propel them to the afterlife. So I'm pretty sure that's why they were like, hey, we got to kill all the humans. So I'm pretty sure that's where that came from. Hey, Williams. So we're talking about Halo and uh, Number Studio doing hilarious things. Um, so here's actually and I just want us to just bathe. We just want to let this scene. I I had to take a humanities elective in community college, and so like a last minute thing, I got uh I got a class called music appreciation. It was the biggest do nothing, just show up to fucking class and like listen to music and analyze it. Like listen to the words, man. So what we're gonna do, in the words of that professor, we're gonna listen. We're gonna watch this scene. We're gonna let it wash over us. We're gonna let the words and the melodies. We're just gonna let it wash over us. So hope you enjoy this. Just listen. Just watch. It's mwah, chef's kiss. What's the elite doing? He's just doing a little hee hee. He's just doing a little. He's doing a little break dance. What it looks like is they got four guys in mocap suits to pretend like they're dodging fire, and they're just they're just like making random movements. I gotta look at this. Look at this elite. Look at him. Gotta stick and move, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And you get this like supposedly creepy intro to this guy.
Well, I'll be damned.
What's a prophet doing here?
Beats me. Hey, Waddles, didn't think your kind got out that much.
Now, so oh, dude, Williams, yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. So the other thing about this scene is, so prior to my lore knowledge stops at basically what 343 after 343 before 343 took over. From what I understand, from what I've read, is that the UNSC did not know what a prophet was. They didn't know what they looked like. They were aware that they had some sort of religious leadership caste, and that was the whole point of Operation Red Flag, is to, one, capture, assault the Covenant, ship, capture one of the prophets or one of these aliens so they could force a negotiated peace with the Covenant. So that's why all the Spartans were recalled to Reach. That's why uh, Master Chief is in his Mark V Mjolnir in the beginning of Halo Combat Evolved. And that's why the everybody was supposed to be on the Pillar of Autumn, but they weren't, because they got let out to try to deal with the Covenant on Reach, and of course that didn't work. So again, unless they move the goalposts, which I would believe that they probably did, because they have no respect for the lore, because they didn't make it, so they don't care about it. So they're just going to assume that these guys just know.
Hold your fire, my children. Have you enjoyed your stay so far, Demon? Had you and your companion given word of your arrival, I would have arranged a tour.
I think we've seen enough already.
Are you not impressed with our work here? I would have thought you, of all creatures, would appreciate such steadfast dedication to improvement.
Is that what you call it?
I call it many things.
Dude, why are you even talking to this asshole? I will say something for this. I do like the bespoke armor on all these guys, on all the Covenant. I think they actually they're really good designs. So.
Demon. Here you can observe the true beauty of the Covenant. Our collective strength, a reflection of each member's devotion.
The fact that this guy is now giving like the Covenant like the Ginyu Force like intro is pretty fucking hilarious to me.
Tenacity of the Ungoi. The cleverness of the Kigyar. The Sangheili. Long our partners since the writ of union, the burning edge of the Covenant's blade.
Then they bring out fucking Mongo here. Yeah, to Gavin, exactly. So
And the Jiralhane. What they lack in mind, they make up for in muscle.
again, I really like what they did with the brutes like armor here. Um, I bet bottom dollar that this armor configuration is going to show up in the new Halo 2 remaster or remake or whatever the fuck they're going to call it. But yeah, no, they just turned all the brutes on this ship into basically Bane
But
and
under
like pumped
our
them full of venom.
guidance, my guidance, their rage can be controlled, reshaped.
So the implication is this dude was just raw dogging whatever fucking chemical like stimulants were just racking his brain. He's on like 10,000 milligrams of caffeine and he's got a lip full of Zins and he's just raw dogging it until homie puts in his little uh, computer chip.
Are you no different, demon?
Okay, Mr. Monologue. Sorry to interrupt, but we're on the clock.
I do respect that. The other thing too that people are like, oh, I'm like, why didn't as soon as like the firing stopped, why didn't Chief try to shoot him? And everybody was like, oh, they're trying to catch the Prophet alive. And then at the end of the scene, Johnson actually tries to pull a pull a slug through their through their head. Yeah. So Gavin, the again the issue with the characterization of the Gerald Hanai is that at this point they have like millions serving the Covenant, and the fact that uh this prophet is like, nah, they're just a big floating thing. I do find it immensely satisfying that he used a grunt to hit a jackal with use a used a grunt as a club because I hate fucking those shield jackals. I have terrible aim, which is a skill issue. So whenever the shield guys, I try to like kite them to kind of group them up, and then I just lob a grenade at their feet, and they just yeah, it's problem solved. So I don't have to do that much precise shooting. So people are like, oh, as if that like that time that the arbiter let the prophet monologue and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, okay, let's examine this, shall we? Let's examine this. So they're walking. God damn, this game was so good.
Stop the rings. Save the rest. Can you see, Arbiter? The moment of salvation is at hand. It will not last. Your kind never believed in the promise of the sacred ring.
Lies for the weak, beacons for the deluded. I will have my revenge. On a prophet, not a plague.
My feet tread the path. I shall become a god.
You will be fooled. Nothing more.
No! I am truth, the voice of the Covenant.
You must be silenced.
There's a scene from the prequel mission because of the music they use music arena that plays before the arena. Dude, so like everything that I've seen, like all the playthroughs and criticisms I've seen of the new Halo is that they just play music at like random intervals and like random spots, and it's like this doesn't make any sense. So for this part, you have the Arbiter who's basically on his own personal vendetta, and he slowly gets to the prophet, and he's basically telling the grave mind, dispossess my boy so I can kill him properly. And that's so it's like it is people are trying to compare apples to oranges now, and then they're like, oh no, that is the prophet mercy delusions of creators. Okay, yeah, here we go. So I believe, and this was from Halo 2, where the brutes are trying to get the rings to
It is
activate.
easy. Take the icon in your hands and do as you are told.
Please use caution. This reclaimer is delicate.
One more word, Oracle, and I'll rip your eye from its socket. Which is nothing compared to what I'll do to you.
Tartarus, stop.
Impossible.
Put down the icon.
Put it down and disobey the hierarchs?
There are things about Halo even the hierarchs do not understand.
So like he's trying to negotiate with this brute. He's trying to make him see sense. So he's trying to make him see sense. He's not trying to kill him right away. He thinks that there's still a chance that, like, hey, if I explain what this thing is and why it's no good for anybody, maybe he'll come to his senses.
Take care, Arbiter. What you say is heresy.
Is it? Oracle, what is Halo's purpose?
Collectively,
Not another word.
Please, don't shake the light bulb. If you want to keep your brain inside your head, I tell those boys to chill. Go ahead, do your thing.
So at this point, he's ensuring that the Arbiter can actually try to make his case to the brutes, as opposed to just him just trying to, like, obviously they're granting exposition, but they're also telling the story of, like, the brutes are incredibly faithful, have like absorbed a lot of covenant faith. Arbiter has seen through uh, uh that the Arbiter's kind of seen through the truth of what the Halos are because of because of Guilty Spark, because of everything he's seen and been through in the grave mine and whatnot. So the fact that he knows that, Johnson knows that, and they are standing in front of a giant ape monkey with the civilization delete button, like they're making the good sense move to, like, hey, can we try to talk this down?
The sacred rings, what are they?
weapons of last resort, built by the Forerunners to eliminate potential flood hosts, thereby rendering the parasite harmless.
And those who made the rings? What happened to the Forerunners?
After exhausting every other strategic option, my creators activated the rings. They and all additional sentient life in 3 radii of the galactic center died as planned. Would you like to see the relevant data?
Tartarus, the prophets have betrayed us.
No, Arbiter! The great journey has begun, and the brutes, not the elite, shall be the prophet's escort.
Yeah, the fact that we trusted Number Company, yeah, named after a villain. So, well, I don't know if Guilty Spark was villainous, so to speak, but he's trying to fulfill his programming, which is, he was given a directive. He was trying to follow that directive. So I can't say he's truly evil. Obviously, the extermination of trillions of sentient beings is bad, but at the same time, he's looking at it from his perspective. He's a machine. His task is to activate the halos to kill the flood. The flood are here. I need to kill the flood. So it's like he's trapped in this logic loop, and I believe he's like somewhat rampant. So again, this is a scene where people are like, "Well, the villain monologues and nothing bad happens to him." Do 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 do. So it's like, bro, come on. And then another one that people bring up is this kind of talk off he has with the heretic leader in Halo 2.
Turn, heretic. Arbiter, I would rather die by your hand than let the prophets lead me to slaughter. Who has taught you these lies?
So keep in mind too, he didn't want to shoot this guy in the back because the Sangheili are a warrior culture, and that would be incredibly disrespectful. Like obviously there's limits to that because they're spec op elites, but he's also trying to understand why one of the Sangheili would fall prey. Uh, oh, I did not know that. Okay, cool. All right. Um, so they're trying to. He's like, how did you fall prey to these lies that have been spread? So
The Oracle.
Hello, I am 343 Guilty Spark. I am the monitor of Installation 04.
Ask the Oracle about Halo. How they would sacrifice us all for nothing.
More questions? Splendid. I would be happy to assist you.
so this part's interesting too because the Arbiter was actually like, okay, let's hear what the Oracle in air quotes has to say, and uh, the heretic leader used that as an opening
The elites are blind, Arbiter. But I will make them see.
So yeah, so when people are like, "Oh, well, villains have monologues all the time," it's like, okay, yeah, but you got to understand the context of the scenes, the context of the interactions, and people are just not willing to understand the context of those interactions. Um, and then, funny enough, started to uh, started to get fan mail. my my DMs are always open. So this gentleman obviously seemed very upset. So they call you all the names, right? But they never call you wrong. That's the my big takeaway. Um, I'm pretty proud of myself for this guy just having an absolute spin out, and I said, "You seem upset," and then get a different hobby. No thanks. And then let's see if I could. Let's see. Then he's sent a bunch of this. Oh, dude, Bloodsy, it's funny. It just people like I literally in that post about that Lieutenant Williams character, I said, you'll be called sexist, racist, misogynist, et cetera, et cetera. Um, and they did it. They did the meme. So so I did this. I hit him with the okay with the thumbs up. I gave him the dad response, right? And oh man, um, and a little bit after this, he called me a bundle of sticks, or the English slang term for a cigarette. So um, then this guy came out of the woodwork. Let's see, try to organize my tabs here. So there we go. So this guy came out of the woodworks. His profile picture was not good. It was homeboy looked like he was built like Ricky Berwick. Um, guy looks like he was built like Ricky Berwick, sitting next to Jabba the Hutt at Disneyland. So he's, how does it feel to be so embarrassingly wrong? Feels better than being a Disney adult. And then he's like, you shouldn't shame others' interests, and yet he's trying to shame me. And he says, goofy. And I said, claims not to be into Disney, says something is goofy. Lol, Lamau even. So it's that got his goat. He was pretty upset with me after that point. Yeah, they call you names, but they'll never say you're wrong, Bloodsy. That is correct. Sarah's, I think Sarah Palmer as a character is maligned because her first interaction with Chief was, I thought you'd be taller, which kind of came off as like snarky. And I think probably if I were to say the intent behind it, I don't think the intent was necessarily malicious. I think the intent was for it to be like kind of playful banter. But at that point in time, like the way that it's amazing how well uh, the Master Chief in those cutscenes was able to emote without showing his face, because like she said that you see his head snap to her, and you could just like he was just radiating like, I'm 1,000% done. I've had the worst day ever, and you're just not making it any better. So last but not least, this guy wrote me a fucking novel. And I said, I ain't reading all that. I'm sorry that happened to you, or I'm happy for you, whichever applies. And Facebook mindset, I can't believe that's all you got. And I just hit him with the dad thumbs up, because that's never not funny. Um, and then San Diego Comic Con happened, and of course, there's the standard roller coaster of Cape shit movies coming out. And I saw this, and I was like, wait a second, wait. So I clicked on an archive link, because fuck giving these people clicks on their articles. So they're doing a new anniversary comic, and apparently they're going to have three different perspectives: one from Luke's perspective, one from Leia's perspective, and one I can't remember the other one, because honestly nobody's going to fucking read this bullshit. Um, but if I had to guess, this is Disney priming the pump to take a swipe at a complete redo of the original trilogy. So, I hope that works out for them. And then I made this thing about, D-Force, because I was reading the Halo the Halo ground command rules, and I was thinking to myself, they have this really weird mechanic with the specially marked dice, and I'm like, okay, the number of results is 4, right? So I'm like, okay, so what's dice has, they make a D4. That was weird. My headset cut off. That was very strange. Anywho, so I was like, okay, you can just do this through a D4 dice, and it's like, huh, that's weird. Yeah, Gavin. For some reason, my headset just decided that it didn't want to work for a split second. It's weird. Um, but yeah, so I'm just like, D4 dice, because I don't know anything about D4 dice, and I actually found this really nice, helpful blog about it. So it's like, damn, wargamers do be autistic. I just thought that was like weirdly wholesome. And then last few tabs here have to do with BattleTech, because this pissed me off. One of my friends has a subscription to Shrapnel, and he brought this up: the Blahage Blast, made with a mix of lime, blue, raspberry, and lingonberry flavors, then garnished with blue and white gummy diamond shark, promised a feeding frenzy for your taste buds. So it's like, come on, man, really, with the food bullshit. Like no, like nobody knew, nobody cares. Like this could have been like just not like so much shorter. Um, and then knowing Catalyst, Blahage, Swedish for blue shark, colloquially known as Blahage, is a plush shark toy manufactured and sold by IKEA. Since its rebranding in 2014, the toy has evolved from a simple stuffed animal into a global internet meme and is widely recognized symbol of the transgender community. Now, it could just be a Baja Blast reference, but knowing the authors that Catalyst works with and employs, I yeah, I don't think that's the case. I'm not ready to be anywhere generous and giving them any sort of benefit of the doubt. Um, so yeah, stay away from Catalyst books. They're trash and they cause brain damage. Then I made this, which is explaining how weapons get their ammo from their side torso to their arm-mounted guns. So first you take the ammo, and then it goes through the back rooms, and then it ends up in the gun. It's like sometimes it's like you look at you look at the way a battle mech interior is laid out, and you're just like, how the hell? Yeah, especially where it's like, oh, this is a Gauss rifle and it has ammo in the legs, but the Gauss rifle is in the arm. So it's like so it's like you picture like a conveyor belt or like a chain belt or something, right? Where it grabs the round and then it snakes all the way through the arm down into the weapon and somehow magically it shoot bullet, right? So thought that was pretty funny. And then yeah, that one didn't do as well as I would like. I think it was probably a little bit too esoteric with the backrooms reference. I'm not sure how many people know the backrooms. Um, then I came across this. There's a Facebook page called the Vault of Retro Sci-Fi. I think it's called, and they occasionally post old vintage FASA BattleTech art. Now this art is for the Periphery Field Manual, and this was uh, done by Doug Chaffee, Chaffee. Um, and he is an incredible artist. He has done so much incredible BattleTech art, and just incredible art in general. Let's see. I have a digital copy of that. I have a digital copy of that book too. Let's see. He's done some truly iconic artwork. He has art hanging in the he has art hanging in the White House because he did a bunch of naval artwork for um, for the Navy, and some of it's hanging in the White House. So this is so. Let's see here. This is uh, tech. So there we go. So some of the stuff is really so like the old BattleTech stuff, it just hits different because it's hand painted, hand illustrated. There's like very little or no computer animation involved, right? Um, so you have this really great, beautiful, moody piece of this exotic periphery world. You have the pirate hunchback with what looks like an eye patch and a hook hand, and then you have the banshee with the giant custom axe and the Mad Max spikes on everything. And this guy's got fucking heads on top of his neck. It's just so evocative. Um, and then you also have um, this. This was also done by Doug Chafee. This was the um, this was the this was the cover of the FASA 3025 TRO that was consolidated with the old Starleague TRO and included all the vehicles, all the original line art by Dwayne Luce, minus the unseen stuff, because this was from when FASTA had to reissue that TRO because they didn't get they lost that lawsuit with Harmony Gold. So this is probably one of my favorite battle pieces of BattleTech art of all time. It is hands down one of my favorites, because you have this Atlas, you see the glow of the laser in his eye, he's chasing this running infantryman, you have the awesome in the background. Let's see if I can, let's see, can't really zoom it in, but you have this awesome in the background. You can see the running, maybe they're infantry, maybe they're civilians. You see this just absolute firestorm of a city in the background, and it's so evocative. It's such a Succession Wars coded piece of art. I really love how atmospheric and moody this is. Um, let's see. Okay, so this is just kind of generic BattleTech art. All right, so compared that to, yeah, scouting so hard, exactly. And then uh, compare this to this. Now, this is by Eldonius Rex. This was for, I believe, the Tex Talks BattleTech, which was the Wolf Dragoons, covering the Wolf Dragoons versus the Waco Rangers at the start of Jihad. Um, Again, this is a fantastic piece of art. Nothing to take away from Eldonius. He's done a fantastic job. I think it looks great. But at the same time, like, man, it just does not hit the same as the Doug Chafee art. The amount of detail it's a really detailed piece, but there's something I think is lost with digital art that you don't get with hand painted, hand illustrated stuff. And obviously, those are two very different skill sets. And obviously, it's two different, very different skill sets. And honestly, I think if you're in the game of illustrating for like a mass market, TTRPG or a tabletop game, this is probably the way that we're going to go. You're going to go, or most of the art that you're going to see going forward. So, it comes down to a taste thing. But for me personally, I I don't. Yeah, I definitely prefer to the Doug Chafee art compared to the digital art. And again, there's nothing wrong with what Aldonius is doing. He's always done a really good job. So I appreciate how well he functions. Um, and then in a fit of pique, I made this. I made this fucking thing. So my parents. So this is Doug. He was a Chihuahua. Um, Originally, he was my dog. He was getting up in years, and he was getting really territorial and nasty with my kids. So we asked my parents, like, "Hey, do you want to take him?" And they were like, "Fine, we'll take him." And now he's just living with my parents, living his best life. And they figured out that something was eating his food. So my dad set up a camera in his kitchen to catch what was eating his food. So it was motion sensor. So he had two pictures, one with Doug, and then one with this mouse getting ready to go after his food. So what I did is I used ChatGPT to composite it together, give him a big sword in his mouth, like Sif the Great Wolf from Dark Souls, and just kind of give it that pastiche. Um, I think it's funny. It makes me laugh. I don't know if it makes anybody else laugh, but I think it's hilarious because if you know my dog. And then uh, more Catalyst news. Surprise of surprise, the release date for the core box, the core rule books, and the starter box have slipped to late August. Apparently, they're going to have some product air freighted out for Gen Con. Um, so that'll be now. And what's funny too is they're like, oh, this is we're going to air freight all this stuff to Gen Con, da 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 da, and then this, that, and the other thing. It's going to be great. And one of the questions that was asked was, "Yo, um, is there going to be a limit on how many people can buy?" And they said, "No, no, there's not going to be any sort of limit." And it's like, hmm. That's so we're gonna see scalpers. So we're gonna be so that's gonna be keep your weather eye on eBay. Yes, soon TM exactly. Let's see. I wanted to try to pull up their latest Newsday because I haven't been keeping track of their Newsday stuff. Did they not do one? Ah, no, they did. Okay. So we'll get that looked at here next. I wonder why they have money issues. Couldn't tell you, man. Couldn't tell you. Um, so this is from their new Tuesday Newsday. So front and center by Jim Long. Like I said, we pointed out at least 3 errors in the first half paragraph. Grinder kit mini trays, which we saw earlier. Then main event audiobook, July, Blackbird Gambit by Tom Levine. Don't know who that is. Battlemat Fire and Ice, Umber Station. Don't know. DRT audiobook, dead right there. That was kind of a weird book. Let me see if I can T BattleTech Vallejo. Oh God, yeah. Oh God, hopefully this doesn't get me kicked off of YouTube. But yeah, so the original cover art for DRT was illustrated. Speaking of famous artists, by no less a personage than Boris Vallejo, and yeah, it shows. So yeah, DRT. So I wonder if they're gonna do a new cover for it. I'm sure Brian Young would like it. These Violent Ends by Brian Young, Dominion Civil War 4. Who cares? Fire for Effect. So Battlecore Anthology reprint. So the 12th, allegedly, is going to be the starter box. Then the 19th is going to be another battle mat. Then September, oh my God. Yeah, yeah, we don't talk about that. They did a new cover system. I know, but because like I was old enough to, so story time. Um, So, story time. My mom used to work for Borders Books and Music back before they went under. So what would happen is that we would have like once a month they would have like a 50% off employee discount day. So like you go in, buy a shitload of like CDs, books, DVDs, anything, and it's 50% off. It was fantastic. I got so many of my BattleTech original softcover rock BattleTech novels through that. And that was the one book I didn't pick up because the cover, I was like, this is weird looking. I don't know about that. I never picked it up. So, um, more's the pity. So we'll see. I'll probably have to scan that somehow. And then September, they're going to do an Assumption of Risk reprint, Wolves on the Border audiobook, Invasion Shadow by Jason Hardy. Don't know anything about that. Okay, so we're getting the starter box on the 12th of August, and then we're not getting the core rule book until the 30th of September. So the new core rule book, it's in transit but hasn't arrived yet. Release date for the starter box is locked in because we already have it on the warehouse. Okay, there we go. Tabletop battles. Oh, you mean Goonhammer? You're, I'm going to continue dead naming tabletop battles. Goonhammer. Lol. Big announcement about a BattleTech license at Gen Con. Oh, oh boy, I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. Um, mm, yeah. Mm. Yeah, exactly. The Humble bundles for the BattleTech novels have been fantastic. Then they've got a Gen Con signing schedule. Uh, so Stackpole, Young, it's like very man. This is a bunch of fucking literal who's. Allow me. You don't understand, Mr. Australian man. This is going to be a different Kickstarter. This is going to be the biggest Kickstarter ever. It's going to blow the Mercenaries Kickstarter out of the way. It's a wonderful Kickstarter. Have you heard this? It's fantastic. So the fact that they don't even know when the core rulebook is going to come out and the starter box, so the two mech starter box is coming clear the hell out already in August. Um, so we're going to have a full, basically a month and a half, a full month, like a month and some change of having, the basic outline. I'm always here in the room. I'm always here in the room with me. This is what Dr. Bonsai's sleep paralysis demon shit sounds like. Core rulebook. It's the best core rulebook ever. It's the best they've ever made. Have you heard this? It's true. So, um, oh man, about a BattleTech license at Gen Con. A big announcement about a BattleTech license. So this could mean fucking anything. That could be that means that they're doing another game that's going to be vaporware. They're going to be doing another Kickstarter that's vaporware. So basically all this stuff is going to be con schedule, who's doing what, discussion. Randall talked a little bit about the current shipping issues because the industry hasn't. Fuck you! Stop blaming COVID. Various conflicts and economic woes. So you're shipping it from China. That means it goes to California. So, so, what? So what? Like, what the fuck? Dude, for real, right? Like, it's COVID. It's like Hollywood, right? They keep every time somebody brings up like Hollywood, it's like, oh, Hollywood is still having issues, and it's like, no, having COVID related issues. It's like, no, you're having shitty movie issues and you're having union issues. It has nothing to do with COVID anymore. Shut the fuck up. Ah, Q&A. Dyeing his beard for Gen Con, bright yellow. Ugh. Playing Leviathans, probably not, because Leviathans is a dead game at this point. Lol. Force Pack reprints. Not sure exactly where they are in production. Been concentrating on Gen Con products for the last few weeks. Dude, for real, right? Um, any update on the elemental force packs? Looked into different production materials, and it's Randall's understanding the cost for retailing is too significant. So when the elementals do get a reprint, it'll be soft plastic again. I wonder if they'll still do. I wonder if they still do. If they'll still be smaller, significantly smaller than they should be, because I thought that was one of the problems that they said with that Lance pack to start with. Also, Goonhammer did an article on the map packs and the layout is cut up in a dumb way so that you need to make two to make it look nice. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Map scale Leopard release, Gen Con, then retail in October. 27 release schedule. No, the nebulous nature of global shipping right now means that's not feasible. So, so this is Archon Studios. They did basically a big pre-order for their new StarCraft miniatures game. And they're showing they're basically telling you when dates are happening, what the current progress is, a map. Um, what was it? I could have swore they put an update with actual shipping container numbers. Yeah, they had like they must have changed this, but earlier they had like actual like shipping container numbers, so you could put it into a tracker and track that shit. Supposed to be out in June, doesn't surprise me. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. So he's just talking out his ass. But like for contrast, it's like you got Archon Studios, a small company in Poland, that's shipping this shit internationally from Poland, and they're able to get all their shit in one socket. And you're telling me, and they're able to give us like container numbers and like dates and like actual like numbers and fulfillment and stuff like this in a professional update. Like, dude, are you high? He probably is. Why did I even ask that question? But it's like just a study in contrast that you have one company doing so much better than Catalyst, at operating at a similar scale. Will we get Karnov URs and Sea Skimmers? Karnov is planned for a force pack, but that is a ways out. Sea Skimmer probably not. I have a Karnov story. So I have had some friends in a Discord. They set up a Megamech match, and it was equal BV. Guy didn't say what he was gonna bring, so the guy took like a kind of a balanced composition lance. This guy shows up with 19 Karnov peripheries. So a periphery Karnov, if you are not aware, is a Karnov with a shitload of rocket launchers. So each turn, these things were moving as fast as they could, and then poof, and just deleting a mech and tabled him by like turn 2 or 3. And it was he didn't even kill any of the Karnovs. I don't think he even hit any of them. So whenever somebody brings up Karnovs in that Discord, everybody's scared. I cannot understand why Mercs didn't fulfill for the rest of the world first, given the 6K order numbers compared to the US. I don't know. I don't. That's a great question. It's so stupid. Just they do it's like they do everything the most backwards they possibly can. Over the founder of Archon's Shady Pass, pulling some CGL stuff with Kickstarter and Van. I heard that. I can't speak. I can't speak to that. I probably need to do some research on it. Ironwind Karnov, yeah, buddy. All right, and then we'll a status on the Force manuals. One is in layout right now. The other is finished writing and heading and editing. They're knock on from the core books, and the rule blocks is taking priority. So I wonder why they keep. I feel like they get shiny thing syndrome, where they're like, "Oh, we got a new core rule book. We gotta get this out," and they just set everything aside, and then they're like, "Oh shit, we still haven't finished these." Yee. Um, Getting any clan force packs this year? Not this year. They'll start to flow next year. Okay, so that's interesting. So basically 2028. Oh yeah, no, elementals jumping out of fast transports. That's always a recipe for making friends and influencing people. Oh, dude, for real, right? What's the next sandwich box? We haven't locked that down yet. So sandwich boxes, website in the MEL. They're hoping next month. Solution for Aces Thunderbolt 2 miscast. They worked the process out. They just need to create coupon codes, hoping to have this done weekend, but anything for Gen Con will take priority. Any updates on new Succession War board game? It's progressing. They closed a beta and they're planning to do a second closed beta or an open beta on Tabletop Sim this August. It's a big thing that doesn't fit their usual process, so it's taking time. They're saying that a lot. They're saying that a lot. Like, oh, we don't normally do this, so it's taking an extra long time. Dragon Con, who cares? Any update on UK distribution? Randall doesn't know. He's not as hands-on since they hired Paul Chapman, their sales manager. He's working on with distributors. Will Cuddly, aka 3D Giant Printed Lament and C-Scale Regent be at Gen Con? Yes, hopefully. And a C-Scale Battlemaster for sale as well. Canada's shipping issue has been fixed. Can't speak for the Canadians. Will there be a compelling force packs around the same time as Wrath and Reprisal? Ugh. Randall would love it, but makes no promises. Since the Uziel and Highlander have moved to the core box, any word on what will replace them in the Snyder Force packs? They haven't figured that out yet. So it's like so many of their answers are like, I don't know, we haven't figured that out, we haven't thought about it, it's not a priority right now. Like, bro, you make a plan and you stick to it. It's literally that simple. Um, any update on the Abomination Force packs? A pack of the larger Abominations are at print now, hopefully out at the end of the year. The smaller ones are depending on sales of the bigger ones and are very expensive to produce. Oh, lovely. Absolutely lovely. Like, ugh. In Canadian, you can't order a bunch of things like the new map pack, so I had to order to a friend of the States and get it. Jesus Christ, dude. What the hell? That's awful. The content's fluid. That's pretty fucking good. I like that. They identify as content fluid. Any update on the Camacho's Caballeros first pack? It's in manufacturing right now. Probably won't be out until earlier next year. Will there be Battlefield support packs out this year or next year? Maybe next year, not this year. Maybe next year. So, like, so correct me if I'm wrong. When you're working with a manufacturer, they give you like, okay, here's when we can do your project. Here's when we can fit you in. We have X amount of days to do it, and then it'll be done. And then that way you can arrange for shipping and transport and all that good stuff. So are their Chinese factory just not doing this? Or are they just telling them like, we'll get to it when we get to it? Like, what the fuck kind of business are they working with? Well, the dice from the Mercs Kickstarter will be back in stock. They're on the list to get them to a web store, but it's a light priority when there are 86 queues and other things are higher priority. Will we get the Ares Force Pack soon? Early next year. Will Merritt get any love? A little ways out. Any products out this year aside from the core book and boxes? Snowblind, the Clan Battlestar, the Map Scale Leopard, and remastered Union dropships. So, yeah, to get into insurance, they're really good at denying and delaying, bro. Right? So, it's just, yeah, dude. I don't know. That's this has been some nonsense. And then, oh yeah, yep. That's basically what it is. This like this literally fucking uh, Sergeant Schultz ask, I know nothing type answers. Like it's ridiculous, bro. Like how does a business operate like this? Like they had a window, a very narrow window of opportunity that the Clan Invasion Kickstarter blew up, where they could have become a serious contender in the tabletop space. Now they're just a laughing stock. Like everybody that I've talked to, everybody that I've interacted with, they talk about like even like local stores that I've talked to. They're like yeah, a big fan of CGL. Not a big fan of CGL right now. Local stores here in Southeast Michigan, they're like, yeah, no, we'd like to get distribution from them. They just never call us back. They just never talk to us. And it's like, okay, how the hell do you, or like they try to get stuff from distributors, and distributors is like, I don't know. They say we're supposed to have it, but we don't have the shit. So just incredible. Oh, speaking of Gen Con, happy 1 year anniversary! Yay! Yay! Happy 1 year anniversary. Coming to Kickstarter, My Hero Academia. Mookie, is that the chick that wrote the Hungry Like the Wolf book? Can't remember her name. Her name sounds familiar. I can't remember. Necrotics to survive as a company, yet we have no plans of anything coming out, just wish list. How are you supposed to prosper as a company? You can't. It's like they're I feel like I have I have this feeling that, as somebody that, graduated with a degree in business administration, that there's one person kind of steering the company, which is probably Lauren. And what he's probably doing is he's probably not staying consistent. So it's like they're not staying consistent. They're not executing a consistent business process. They're not doing things in an orderly fashion as opposed to doing things in the order of their passion. Does that make sense? Like they're doing all this stuff when in fact it's not a coherent business strategy and it's causing them a lot of issues. I became a fan of the window between the Clan Invasion Kickstarter and the Mercenary. I got my FLG to carry it, and now nothing moves because CGL is so bad at supplying things. True and real. Nope, she was one of the self-inserted that pink blob that the community manager who didn't have any experience that hated Battletech. Oh, is that Rem Alternus? Is that her government name? Yeah, no. Okay, I do remember. Well, distributor store customer goodwill film all the well documented issues. Well, it was the bigots that did this. Yeah, exactly. Like so, I don't. I think it was last year. Yeah, last year. That company Diamond Distribution that um Diamond Distribution. They were a distributor for like comic books and stuff like that. They went bankrupt. So apparently Diamond was holding a shitload of product for Catalyst that was about to go into for distribution. And because it's like the bad one, it's a Chapter 11 bankruptcy where they liquidate all of that shit. Um, uh, where they liquidate everything to settle out as much debt as they can. Like that inventory just disappeared. Put Rem into a Shadowrun book. Good lord. Gavin, my audio is fine. I put myself on mute because I was sucking down some water because I'm yapping an extraordinary amount. So hopefully that's what that is. My StreamYard says my mic is working properly. So, but yeah. So again, My Hero Academia, vaporwave, vaporware game that was announced last year at Gen Con. Um, so they bought a license to produce this game. They spent a bunch of money to make. Uh, okay, cool. All right. They spent a bunch of money to concept this stuff, and they just haven't done anything with My Hero Academia. So it's really critical that when you have a popular anime and manga property that ended 2 years before you made this announcement, it's imperative that you don't do anything with it for a really long time so all the heat gets off the property. So when you release the game and Kickstarter or at retail, it will be a dead game. That's very important. That's a very critical business strategy that Catalyst seems to be going with. Um, and then let's see. I did make a Go Live post. Okay, good. And then oh, the new Battletech website is up too. So that's sharp. The downloads page. It's actually got some really helpful PDF stuff. It's got the mercenary, the quick start, the essentials. All this is the mercenaries rule book. Elf Strike record. The record sheets are basically the main thing that you probably want to get from this particular box. So Google Pathfinder, and they came up. Diamond had a loan. J.P. Morgan. J.P. was able to buy a lot of Caesar assets, which had like millions of dollars worth of gaming product. Yeah, Mookie. It was pretty bad for them. So, but yeah, they've got pretty much record sheets for all the force packs that they've done, um, which is good. And blank record sheet. Yeah, so this is actually fairly good resource of PDFs. This will keep you busy for a while. Ooh. I have this Lance pack. I actually really like it because I love this stupid thing. I love the Shockwave. It's such a goofy looking mech, but it's such a solid little trooper. Um, then the Shadowcat T actually isn't. Now this is something that I've noticed too, that they've been. Yeah, I think this is a lot more complete though, because this has everything that they've released up to now. So it's actually a lot more useful. Now, what we can see with these new record sheets is kind of how they're redone in this new style. So as you can see, they have the physical attacks. So you can see punch. Obviously, you do less damage because the weapon has no arm, has no fist, that kind of, and then the kick damage, and then it's got ammo. Same thing with the shockwave. So you get the melee chart here, which I think is actually pretty neato. Let's see here. Reset. Do, 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 do. The old one do too is updated, but whatever. The most recent thing was they changed it. Yeah. So, but this is their new website. Their website has been was down except for the forum for a really long time. But no, this is looking this. God, I love this. I love these stupid mechs. They're so cool. Um, but yeah, they're good. They're good little. They're good. It's a good resource page. So especially if you got like a newer player and they're like, hey, what mechs do I need? It's like, hey, okay, did you get this force pack? Okay, buy. Go to CGL's website and download this and print that shit out. So it's actually an oddly helpful thing. Website is also less trashy than it used to be, I think. Um, so it definitely looks like a professionally done website, which is unusual for a company like Catalyst. And then last but not least, I'll leave this off for tonight, but uh, the game company Atomic Mass Games, right? They are releasing kind of like a skirmish tabletop board game for their Marvel Crisis Protocol. They did they update the old record sheets, or is it like the old site where you look at the record sheet depending on when it came out? So I think it's actually here. Let's actually go back. I believe it's actually current to record sheet depending on list ammo mounts. So let's see. Let's go. This will be fine. Share tab. Share the taboo. And of course, the first mech I land on is something with no ammo. Okay, so here we go. So, okay, so they actually haven't changed these record sheets. It's just got, the heat dissipation, excuse me, and then the ammo down here at the bottom. So you just mark it off. But it's like if you're doing that, well, I guess it doesn't actually work with this one because it only has one can of ammo. But then you have you have this one where it just has like a general ammo count, and then you have to figure out which bin that ammo is coming from, which is like if you're just going to do this, why I don't know, like why wouldn't you just break this out like left ammo, right ammo, Like, I don't know how much more work that would have been for him. Probably a lot, but at the same time, like, it's right there. So most people I know, and myself included, I just mark it off which bin it comes from. So it's usually not that big of a deal. But anyways, last thing is I saw this Atomic Mass Games thing, and they are talking about their FAST technology, which allows you to assemble the new Crisis Protocol miniatures, Knight of the Green Goblin, faster. And they're trying to position this as if peg and hole peg miniatures with pegs in them is a new thing. So watch this. Oh my God. Oh my God. They've discovered push fit miniatures. Holy shit. No glue required. Just click, and play. Incredible detail. Perfect for painting. Upgrade your game fast. I need this inside my body immediately. Um, yeah, it's groundbreaking, ground shattering. It's just crazy shit, man. What will they think of next? So I don't know. For me, I thought I for some reason I saw that and I'm just thinking to myself, like, damn, they are really grasping at some straws here. But yeah, it's pretty funny. But yep. Um, Depending on how things go, I have a Twitch now, and I can stream to Twitch natively from my Xbox. I need to get a headset though, so I need to figure that out if I want to proceed with that. The headset that I'm using is obviously not great, and I still need to upgrade my audio here for this experience because I don't think it's very good. Um, but yeah, so I think that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys very much for showing up. You can like, share, subscribe if you can, please. Share this so we get some traction in the algorithm. If you want to support me, you can do so in the Stream Elements link below, as well as donate to my Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/Dr. Bonsai. Thank you guys so much. I always have a lot of fun. I always have a good laugh with you guys coming to the streams. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great night.